Hello and welcome to the YULLAX podcast. My name is Ron. This is episode 13 of the YULLAX podcast. I made several tapings of this with Descript, the software I've been telling you about, but somehow tonight it's not working. So I don't know if it's because I have the free version and I'm limited. That much I don't know. But just if I can't record, just stop me from recording. Don't record and not show it. I don't know. Maybe I should start paying, not being so cheap. So I'm back on here, a quick timer player from Apple on my Mac. And I know it will work because I did it before. Maybe I should just do that from now on. I don't know. Anyways. All right. So you clicked on the title. You saw what I was going to be talking to you about today. And I have two topics. First part is the broken heart part. And the second part is the boycott of boycotts. All right. As for the broken heart, it's not so much my heart that is broken. I'm referring to the band Heart, band from the 70s, the Wilson sisters. Great band, great songs, so many hits, with a connection with Montreal because they started back in the early 70s, but they had their first break here in 1975, opening for Rod Stewart, who was on tour, and his opening act was sick or couldn't make it or whatever. So last minute, somebody called somebody in the blah blah blah, and Hart was doing the first part or the opening act. So they come here not expecting anything more than this is a big venue because they have never done that before, and the people were singing along, chatting, clapping, and dancing, and they were flabbergasted. They didn't understand. They didn't understand what was going on. So later they found out that here, the local rock station, Chaume FM 97.7 FM, was playing their songs already, or the couple of tracks that they might had at the time, and people liked them and they took notice of him and they were singing along. So they were very, very happy and pleased. And that's where it all started, if you will. After that, they became what they are now, or they became bigger. Let's just say that. But in those days, just so you know, the founding members was Roger Fisher on guitar and Steve Fossen on bass. And Anne was there when Nancy was not there yet. She came in a little later. And by 1975, which is the year of the big break, they had Nancy was added to the group, Michael DeRosier on drums, and Howard Leese on keyboards, guitar, and backing vocals. Those are the people that later were inducted in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I'll get to that in a minute. Back to the sisters. Well, Ann Wilson is the voice of Heart, but the voice of rock, female vocalist, rock, soothing voice, powerhouse, high notes, strong notes. The girl can sing. I can tell you that. And I love her dearly. And quite a nice woman, too. She was pretty hot in the 70s, and she's still pretty good looking, but she's pushing 75. She'll be 75 in June. She was born in 1950. And her little sister Nancy just turned 71 a few weeks ago on March 16. I'm telling you that because they're not getting any younger. So they're on tour now. They were playing tonight in Buffalo. They'll be here in Montreal in 2 days, April 2nd or tomorrow because this is April 1st. Then Ottawa on the 4th, Quebec on the 5th. They're going to Toronto. So there's time for you to see them if you catch my podcast and didn't know and see that, oh, they're touring? Oh, I didn't know. I thought it was postponed, and you'd be right. So here's what happened. The tour was supposed to launch in 2024 last year, but Nancy was diagnosed with cancer. She had to go into treatment, and they didn't cancel the tour. They postponed the tour. I don't know if they had started or they were about to launch. That I didn't research it, so that part of the equation I don't have. But I know that these April dates now uh, are uh, are dates from August. Oops, August last year. So if you had tickets for August last year, now you can see them. Um, all right, let me go back to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. The people that I named are the ones that were inducted in 2013 into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and you can see that ceremony on YouTube, and I recommend it if you're a fan. First of all the old members are there, these guys that I named, and obviously the Wilson sisters. The presentation is with Chris Cornell, who had the kindest words for the band, for the sisters, for the Seattle sound, and all of that. And it's quite good. And at the end, they do a performance. They play "Crazy on You," and it's very good. I recommend it absolutely. Um, I only saw them once. I saw them in 2019, so it was just before COVID. So it's kind of the previous world that I was living in. The world has changed, people, since, and and everything was fine. The only thing for us, and that has nothing to do with the performers, we were up there at the Bell Center. We had tickets given to us by our son that couldn't make it, and we were actually sitting with their friends, but in the nosebleeds up there, and at rooftop, or not on top of the roof, but the roof was just on top of me, type thing. And the sound wouldn't make it there, so it was kind of a deception in the sense that, well, you pay good money, and well, I didn't, but people that were there, and you don't hear anything. We could see them, and I had I always have little binoculars, and I like to see guitars and stuff. So I always carry those, so I could see them, but I could not hear them. The first two acts, anyways, they had two opening acts. I forget who was the first opening act, but the second one was Sheryl Crow, which I would have loved to hear. And you could see with the binoculars, you could see people dancing, and she seemed to be very into it. It seemed to be a very good show or performance, but we couldn't hear it. Luckily for us, my son's friends, at one point after the second act or just before Heart, they went for drinks or the bathroom. I don't know, but this guy came back and said, "Hey guys, come follow us. We have better seats. Let's go." So we don't know what the hell. So we go down, and we go all the way down on ice level, and we're just like behind the boards at the blue line. Talking hockey here. So, and let's say the stage is in the end of the zone, right where the net would be. So our view was fantastic, and the sound obviously was much better. And the highlight for me, I like Heart and their songs and whatnot, but the surprise was that they played "Comfortably Numb." They covered a Pink Floyd song, which was very good. It was a good show, and Anne was spot on, like Anne is always spot on. But I'm assuming because of the cancer and whatnot, um, it's honorable that they want to honor the tickets that were sold back into 2024, and they're doing that show over. It's called the Royal Flush Tour. Maybe they should have flushed the tour, if you ask me. Here's why. I see one night I'm on YouTube, and you see the feed at the right. This always suggests new videos or videos of things that you've watched before. And because I've watched several uh, YouTube videos of Heart, I see this like March 2025, and it's a full show. So if you want to look it up, just go Heart 2025 live, and go to the Royal Flush. How does it? It's Heart Live, Phoenix, Arizona, Royal Flush Tour, and it was recorded, excuse me, on March 6th. So it's fairly recent. Let me take a little bit of water here. So, and it's a full show. It's over an hour and a half. So I'm all excited, and I'm getting, okay, let's put in the earphones, and I watched this, put in the sound, and I understand that it's probably filmed on an iPhone or something, but it still gives you a good idea of what they may sound like or what it looks like. And it begins by you seeing this woman being pushed in a wheelchair in front of the stage. And I'm going, what the hell is that? And she's gray hair, short hair. Can't be Ann Wilson. I mean, Ann Wilson is always, I know she dyes her hair now. She's 75. But I mean, she was dark hair, long, the bangs, you know. She's always had that look, and now it's a different look. I must admit. And we're not zoomed in, so I can't tell for sure if it's her. But when they start singing, oh, it is her. I mean, it sounds like her. And I know she was sick, so probably she let go of the look, and hey, this is where I am now, and take me as I am, and that, hey, I'm all in favor of that. No problem there. Um, these guys, and I looked it up, they all joined the band recently. All of them joined in 2023. So it's nothing to do with the original band, of course. And there's one there that was also there in 2019. So I probably saw Ryan Waters, who plays lead and rhythm guitar. I probably saw him when I saw them in 2019. But the other guys probably just joined the band. They rehearsed together for the 2024 tour that is now 2025. That's what I'm assuming. Um, well, I've never seen videos of Heart even in the day with like special effects and lasers and light show. I get that. That's not them. But this looked like anyways, the viewpoint that we had from that phone or whatever, it seemed like we were kind of on the side. And in my opinion, you saw too much of it. Looked unprofessional, is what I want to say, and no disrespect to them. It's just what I saw, and I could see Anne try her poured her heart and try to hit those notes, and she did. I'm thinking she probably hit 8 out of 10 high notes as an average, and but she could hit the note but not hold it, which is kind of normal. She's been like that for a while. So, but it was heartbreaking, and the title "Broken Heart." It was kind of heartbreaking to see them like that. So if you do, and I'm not telling you that to say, oh, don't waste your money, don't go see them. Actually, you should go see them because that might be their last tour. Um, I'd be very surprised that they would continue onto this, and I'll talk about the Eagles after. I've been wrong before, so this might not be the thing. But if you like them and you want to see them, go for it. The other things you should be interested in is maybe the 2012. Yeah, the 2012 performance they did, both sisters, as a tribute to Led Zeppelin at the Kennedy Center that I mentioned in another podcast. They do this every December and they honor different people. That particular year, they were honoring Led Zeppelin, and they do a version of Stairway to Heaven with Jason Bonham, the son of the drummer John. And you can see the guys, like Robert Plant, Jimmy Page, and John Paul Jones. What's his? Anyways, you see the three surviving members of the band in the watching the performance with tears in their eyes because it's so moving. If you watch it, put in some good earphones and put it loud. And at the end, there's a choir it's unbelievable. On best performance at that particular event for sure. I highly recommend it. So that's it for Heart. I'm a bit heartbroken about the fact that everybody's getting old. So am I. So we're losing all our bands. As for the Eagles, well, on the last podcast, I mentioned that they had no other dates than the April ones. And those April dates that were announced, they were announced 6 months prior, so October or maybe November at the latest. And there was nothing since. Well, since then, they announced on a March 18th, so not even 2 weeks ago, four new dates for September. So the 5th, the 6th, the 12th, and 13th. Um, so four more shows at Las Vegas, the Sphere. So it was announced on the 18th. The tickets went on sale on the 28th, and it's already 95% sold out. Only thing you can see on all of the dates is tickets like in the front on the sides there. So you watch, if you're watching the stage, it's not the best position, but I mean, it's the Sphere, so there's all the projection that surrounds you, so you can still enjoy the show if you happen to have between 325 and $1,800 US. You can enjoy the Eagles once again. And as much as I was convinced that that was it for them last month, now I'm thinking they're going to go on for a few more months because the demand is there clearly. As for Heart, there's still a lot of tickets for the upcoming shows in April. So if you want to catch them, there's still time. Second topic. This will be short. I do want to talk about these stupid boycotts, especially here in Canada. Almost, mind you, there's some boycotts that are happening in the States with the Tesla thing and childish behavior, if you ask me. But I'm not going to be as childish because I'm going to boycott right here with you the boycott that we are doing on American wine and liquor and all of that. Our supplier, we don't have liquor stores here. If you're watching this from the United States and don't know, we don't have liquor stores. We have the government selling us alcohol. They're the only ones that are licensed to do so. You can find some wine in the convenience stores and grocery stores, but not the same quality of wine that these officials will sell you. So they control this. And that's why our liquor is so expensive. They take a high margin because the profits go into taxes, and I get that. But now they decide that I won't drink American products. They decide, not me. I would, but the shelves are empty. They empty the freaking. They have the product. They remove it from the shelf and put it in a warehouse. And for them to stop buying it for a while, that's okay. If they protest and they're negotiating, that's to put pressure. I get that, but why remove what you have there? It's already paid for, and your job is to bring in revenue so that we can have revenue put into the tax in our health system and education system or whatnot, or at least that's what they say they do with it. So, as an act of protest, I'm gonna set this thing myself. Unfortunately, I'm out of the Jack Daniels whiskey, which I like. But luckily, I have almost full bottle of the honey whiskey from Jack Daniels, which I'm gonna have a little shot with you guys. Whoop, just half. Keep in mind I did this. I did that before. Not on all the takes, but on the last take. Anyways, I thought it was taping. It did, but anyways. Let's forget our sorrow. So I'm taking this to salute my American friends and neighbors, and I myself have nothing against you. And these guys are fighting and arguing and this and that. I want no part of that. I'm not taking sides or anything, just taking. I'm just saying I want no part of it. I'm pissed off that my government decides that I can't drink this. Well, I still can for for a little while. So cheers to my American friends. Salute. Mm, good stuff. And that's the reason why I like this particular whiskey. It's very smooth, and I can enjoy this in a shot. This is my second favorite whiskey. It's called Crown Royal. I like it with Coke. That's what I do. Crown and Coke with a little lime. It's fantastic. As a shot, uh, I find it a little bit. It's a smooth whiskey, but not as smooth as the honey one, obviously. So even the Jack, I have a Jack and Coke. I don't have Jack, the I mean the original Jack Daniels whiskey. I don't have shots of that. When I want a shot, I take this. When we're partying and doing shots, I take the honey Jack. And now, as I tributed and toasted to my my American friends, I'm doing the same thing with my Canadian whiskey to my Canadian friends and brothers and sisters in all this big loving country that we are. Cheers. No sarcasm whatsoever. So this is there's a little kick to a whiskey. Ooh, especially your fourth one. Anyways, just wanted to make that little point. By next podcast, April 30th, we will have in Canada an elected prime minister because the guy that we elected, I'm not naming names here because I don't care about them. I don't care about any politicians, by the way. So we had a guy that was elected that was here for 9 years or so. He resigned, and then this guy replaced him, but he's not elected. He might get elected on the 28th of April, and at that point, if he is, I'll call him my prime minister. But right now, he's just like an interim guy. So I don't pay much attention, and nobody is really. So, but he might still win. If he does, well, he does. And hopefully, 2 days later, we'll maybe, let's be positive, maybe there will be already some news about some kind of agreement or something between the Canada, between Canada and the US, and that we can resolve this and go back to our lives for once and for all. But obviously, to you Canadian officials, you'll have to you'll have to give in on certain things that you don't want to give in on right now, because that's the part of negotiating. It's a give and take. If you want to stop the tariffs from somebody, well, you have to give something in return. That's the way it should work. Just saying, but I'm not a politician. So I'll see you in a month, April 30th, and hopefully by then things will be better. And I won't have to, because I'm right now, I don't want to waste it. But it was a good occasion. So I'm glad I had that little shot with you. And I'll see you. We'll be together again in a month, April 30th. Take care. Signing off. Au revoir.